Welcome back to the Mind Investing Podcast, where every story is a trade in mindset. If you're here to manifest success through intention, hit that like button and subscribe. Show the universe you're serious. Tom was 29 and working behind the bar at a high-end rooftop in Manhattan. The views were killer. The tips? Decent. But the truth? He was dying inside. Every night, he'd serve drinks to finance bros and lawyers talking about earnings calls and market moves he didn't understand. The bar closed at 2 a.m., and after mopping floors and cashing out, he'd head back to his cramped apartment in Queens, exhausted but wide awake. That's when it started. He'd open his laptop, log into Reddit's trading subs, and just scroll. Ticker symbols like TSLA and SPY were flashing in front of him. People were making money. From their phones? He got curious. One night, a post titled, "I turned $1,000 into $8,000 in 2 months," hooked him. It wasn't the money that grabbed him. It was the independence. The idea that someone could create their own income without a boss, without a schedule, from anywhere. He was hooked. Tom started saving. He cut out Uber Eats, stopped going out after shifts, and put every extra dollar aside. It took him 4 months to stack $5,000. He didn't trade right away. First, he obsessed. He watched YouTube videos until sunrise. He read books, took notes, joined free discords. He started paper trading and lost fake money fast, but it didn't shake him. It just made him more curious. His coworkers teased him. "What, you gonna be the next Wolf of Wall Street, Tommy?" He just smiled. Let them laugh. He had a bigger picture in mind. His first live trade? He bought shares of PLTR off a breakout pattern he'd seen 100 times in backtests. It worked. He made $47. It was barely more than a tip, but it felt like magic. That $47 wasn't handed to him. It was earned with strategy, patience, and belief. It was different. Of course, not every trade worked. In his second month, he tried to scalp a mid-cap on an earnings miss and lost $400. He broke his rules, chased the play, let emotions in. He sat in silence afterward and asked himself, "Am I cut out for this?" But that night, he didn't rage quit. He journaled. He wrote, "You don't fail because you lose. You fail when you stop showing up." 9 months in, he had grown his $5,000 account to just over $11,000. Slow, steady, consistent. He was no longer a bartender who traded. He was a trader who bartended to pay the bills. Then came that morning. It was earnings season, and TSLA was reporting. He'd studied their reaction patterns before. He noticed a setup forming, pre-market consolidation, volume stacking, options flow heating up. He loaded small into weekly calls right at the open. He had a rule: in and out under 15 minutes. No exceptions. The stock ripped. He took profit at 11 minutes. $740 gain. That's when it hit him. It wasn't the dollar amount. It was the process. He hadn't hoped. He hadn't gambled. He had executed. He looked at the clock. It was 9:41 a.m. And for the first time in his adult life, he felt like he wasn't trading his time for money. That afternoon, during his bar shift, something was different. The music was too loud. The jokes were too shallow. The grind felt heavier. On the subway home, he made a decision. He gave himself a deadline: 3 more months. If he could cover his basic expenses for 3 months straight with trading, he'd quit the bar. He did it in 2. The day he gave notice, his manager said, "You're making a mistake. Nobody gets rich playing with stocks." Tom smiled. "I'm not playing," he said. "I'm building." Now, Tom wakes up at 6:30 a.m., trades the open until 10, journals, then spends the rest of the day on his terms. Some days are red, some days are quiet, but every day he shows up with gratitude and a chart open. He says, "I used to serve drinks to dreamers. Now I serve myself, and the tip, freedom."